Welcome to the Old Stoney's podcast. I'm Justin McDonald along with
Matt Cristione.
Hey, and we're in the studio together.
I know, finally, no masks.
Oh my God, no masks. We can't smoke in here. We'll be able to smoke. We have an alternate studio that we will be able to smoke at pretty soon.
Yes.
I'll mention it towards the end of this show. I don't want to give it away.
Well, a little something for the end.
Yeah, a little something for the end.
A little something for the end.
But this is the Old Stoney's podcast. I don't even know what episode we're up to nowadays, but we did take a little time off. I got to tell everybody we took some time off. Now we're back. We're going to try to do once a week right now. Our goal is 3 times a week.
It'll be cool.
Yeah, and those are live shows. We want to do live shows.
Yeah, like net. Fuck that shit. We don't need it.
We were talking with Dave Goldstein.
Yep.
What was it, about 2 weeks ago over at Rooster Apparatus. We're hoping to con him out of a piece of glass for the new studio. Yeah, if you're watching, we're
Sponsor
listening.
us.
please.
Sponsor our lungs.
Please. But we're hoping to do live shows. That's what we want to do. And that's what TalkCastPDX.com is doing, is they're trying to get live shows, basically radio on TV.
Right.
What we're doing here, but, we have a camera in our face too.
Yep.
And that's cool, and that's what we want to do.
And it is cool.
And we'll be able to do stuff on location and all that stuff. So I'm very excited. CannaCast 420 is working with TalkCast PDX, and we couldn't be happier.
Very, very happy with TalkCast PDX. Absolutely.
We're stoked. They got great shows too. Channel Weird with Clyde Lewis.
Yeah.
You like Clyde?
I love Clive.
Yeah, Clyde.
Yeah.
You're not
Clyde
the only one
Lewis.
that's done that. You're like the second or third person that I've heard do that.
And I've been listening to him on, was it KXL for a while?
He's on KXL. He's on a different station now. He's on
but he's syndicated
KPAM,
nationally.
I think.
But,
yeah, he's nationally on like over 100 stations.
yeah, I've been listening to him for years, and I thought it was Clive.
Oh, yeah. No, Clyde.
Time.
Yeah,
Clyde.
Clyde
Sorry, sir.
Lewis.
Sorry, sir.
But he also is on Aftermath Media. He's got Aftermath.fm and a couple other great things going. But I love Channel Weird. He comes in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, does a neat little show here. It's fun. And then they have a list of shows.
Oh, yeah, the Loud 100.
The Loud 100 with Ryan Herron. That's a great show.
It's a great
Citizen
show.
Smith with Ken Smith. He is also doing one called Tasty Good PDX, where he just goes around to restaurants and eats food and hangs out.
Right.
Interviews people and talks
can do
about
that.
food. Hey, what the hell?
Right on.
It's tough work if you can get it,
If he needs a co-host that doesn't talk and just eats, I'm
I
here.
think that's one of his biggest comments on Tasty Good PDX is when, everybody sees the food and they go, "Do you need someone to help you?"
Yeah.
I'll help you.
That looks a little heavy, man. Let me
Not a
help you out.
problem. Yes, we get the show going here today. Matt brought me some cool stuff. Look at this. This is, if you're my age, almost 50, like this year,
Yeah.
I'll be 50. You know all about the 225s.
Yep.
You
Cut
know?
corners, baby.
That's it. And this is like a staple of my late teens and most of my 20s right here.
I think just about all of us in that
Yeah,
wheelhouse.
we didn't smoke blunts back then.
No.
No, blunts waste weed, as I like to say.
I remember the European cigarette that had a little bit of tobacco, the spliff that we
The
call
spliff.
it. But that's about as close as I ever got to that.
Some of those things, when I look back, I can't believe listen to some of the things that I look back as kind of being a stoner guy, and smoking cannabis for most of my adult life, or using it in some form. I really didn't become like a daily smoker, maybe, if you want to say, until I was in my late 20s.
Yeah. I started freshman year of college. I was a pretty good kid growing up, I guess. Not that there's
Yeah.
anything wrong with smoking weed, but we were always told these crazy stories about what were going to happen to us, or would lead us to down the road to being a drug addict or whatever. And so, yeah, first year of college, gave it a shot of Southern Oregon State University. I was Southern
Of all
Oregon
the
State
places.
College. It was the tip of the Emerald Triangle. I was seeing weed that I've never seen before in my life. These neon green, big, huge, fat nugs, and
You're freaking out a little bit, going, "This is another level."
I just wanted to try it once, and boy, that was it. I still remember it. Everyone can go, "I don't remember my first time." I totally remember my first time.
The first time I tried pot, I called it pot.
Yeah.
I was in high school. I was an athlete. So
Yeah.
I never really, partaked. I didn't really drink or anything.
Nope.
My addiction was sports and the ladies.
That's right.
I liked sports and I liked socializing
girls.
with the opposite sex.
That's right.
That was what I liked to do then. I mean, and I still have great friends that are girls from that time. You meet a lot of people. You learn a lot of things. You treat people not as objects and things like that. You learn a lot. But the first time I got high with some friends, I lived in a place called Gig Harbor. I actually lived way far out in a little town called Key Center, but there was a highway that ran out that way and went over the Purdy Spit. So it was a nice long beach,
Oh,
right?
nice.
So all of our friends would party there, and our high school was right on the hill. So it was like right over the beach. It was
Oh,
really nice.
man.
And I remember it as vividly, and I'm going to name drop a name, Troy Jacobson. If you're watching or listening, I totally remember these guys. And I think I don't want to name drop anybody else. He doesn't care. So uh, I just stopped by to see what they're doing, hanging out, and they were like hitting the bong. And I was like, oh yeah, I kind of lied a little bit. So yeah, I tried. It's not really my thing, but I'll go ahead and take a hit. So I took a ripper, like just a ripper. Cool, everything was cool. I was like, okay, guys, after about 10 minutes, I was really, really high.
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
like, I better go because I'm like fucking really high.
And it's that first hit. You're like, I don't
Stupid.
feel anything.
It
I
was
don't feel
dumb.
anything, and then it hits you.
I was dumb. I drove. I'm a dumbass. Okay, it's just 30 some years ago,
Right?
so I can admit to it now. The statutes of limitations have run out, but I got super high. I drove home like a dumb, and I remembered cruising down the road. I could see all right, and I was in my lane, and everything was cool. And I remember I was about a mile out, almost in my driveway, and I looked at my speedometer, and I thought I was hauling ass. I was going like 10 miles an hour. Not shitting you. I'm like, oh shit.
Well,
And
if you hit anybody, at least
well, these were 2-lane country roads.
Yeah, there ain't
I'm-
nothing out there.
I
Even
re-
a deer could get out of
And
the
I
way.
remember getting home, parking my car. I had a truck, a Toyota truck. I parked it and went downstairs and fell asleep. Good night. I woke up the next morning. My dad goes, "Hey, you all right?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, your door was wide open and your stereo was on." And I'm like, "Oh shit! Oh shit!" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I don't remember that."
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, that's the first time stoner story. I definitely remember my first time.
My first time we were doing a little drinking, and I guess I could go beyond the statute of limitation. I had somehow tricked the bartender down at the Rogue Brewery in Ashland that I was 21, and I was like,
yeah,
18, 19 years old at the time. But you just kind of, back in the day, OLCC wasn't all that hardcore, especially down south. But I hooked up with a buddy of mine. His name happened to be Bud. And we went out to this dude's trailer. It was just sketchiest fucking thing. But inside this guy's trailer, he had set up a series of PVC pipes with drum sensors.
Oh.
So his entire inside was like a drum kit, an electronic drum kit. He could make any sound he wanted to. And then,
that's cool.
And then the joint just kind of came around to me.
Joint.
And I looked down on it, and I'm like, well, fuck it, man. I'm in college. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, why not? That's what you're there for.
We went ahead and passed that thing around a few times, and all of a sudden everything kind of started getting fuzzy and really started concentrating on certain things and colors. And boy, when he turned on that sound system and we started throwing the sound all over the tubes through there, it was amazing. And I was literally just blown away sitting in the middle of this thing.
And this was your first time?
First time ever.
And you're having this sensory overload?
It was amazing. I was like, oh, yeah. And I don't know what they were growing back down there, but I mean, it could have been some Northern Lights. It might have been just some old Afghan Kush. But, I mean, shit, man, it hit heavy and hit hard. And
I'm pretty sure I don't know what I smoked. I'm pretty sure. I mean, they might have known. I mean, actually, some predominant growers come from where I live.
Yep.
Guys like Brett Vogue from Apothecary Genetics. There's a bunch of guys. And so it might have been something super supreme. I don't know.
And it's kind of,
I don't know.
Talking back to our guests, we have so many of our friends.
Yeah.
From back before legalization.
Yeah.
And we, a lot of people that you guys see on the show are people that we've known for quite a long time. I mean, at least with me, I've grown up around in here. The Salem.
I'm not from here, but I feel like I've known these guys. I've met and known them over the last 5 or 6 years.
Oh yeah.
The last year or so, of course, we lost touch with a lot of people because of COVID-19.
Right.
And we're not working, and we're not here, and we're not there. But enough of that shit. We're back to socializing and hugging and loving and caring for people. And
there's a lot of turnover in this industry,
man. And there's a lot of jobs. Look, if you're looking for a job,
you wanted to get in, now's the time.
You get into the cannabis industry right now. And I'm telling you, be willing to travel as well, because we're talking Nevada, Arizona, Florida, Michigan, Maryland, Massachusetts, Vermont, Maine. Shit, everybody is rocking and rolling.
Yep.
I know guys, I follow guys, and I know guys that are in the top echelon of the industry, if you want to call it that. High CEOs, guys that were just working out of their apartments in this town 5 years ago.
Yeah.
They're now driving Ferraris and having a good time, and that's awesome.
Yep.
And I love keeping tabs on them. And I love to see where they're going, because that means we can follow those trends and see where things are happening.
Yep.
I'm not there with my hands out. I'm there like, what the hell's happening? I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, I just want to go along for the ride, man.
I think it's amazing what's going on in some parts. Matter of fact, I just read an article, and I saw it on Instagram, where Select, along with Curaleaf, was it Curaleaf? Is that
I believe he's changed names.
No, I mean that's the dispensaries and stuff. Well, anyways, Select has teamed up with Rolling Stone magazine and come up with joints for music, for different moods of music.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's a great little marketing play, and if they can
it.
nail it and get it on point to say, look, if you listen to this and listen to jazz, or smoke this and listen to jazz, you're gonna have a kick-ass time.
You're gonna understand the jazz a little bit.
Yeah,
better.
you're gonna get it.
You're gonna get it.
And or whatever it is, I think it's a really smart thing, though.
I think that's the next step in the industry. We're going to start seeing more, maybe counterculture, but larger brands are going to start hooking up with different celebrities and doing a lot. We're seeing a lot of these more customizable weed products, and they're coming out with,
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have a lot of different guests as the weeks progress. This week, we kind of were scrambling. We've been trying to average every 2 weeks, but now we're going to start going every week with the show.
Time to start stepping it up.
Yeah, and I really want to be live a couple days a week and things like that. So we're going to have, I'm going to reach out to a lot of you. Be ready. I'm going to knock on your door. We're going to be pounding on it, cold calling it, and getting a bunch of guests. And then also the new season of the Quick Hits coming soon.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness, we're busy.
That being said, if you guys want to help support us.
And I don't mean boogers. I mean money. I mean, it takes a whole lot of this, and I don't mean boogers, as they say.
Yeah, we're not working out of our garage right here.
Yeah, we're not those guys. But the Quick Hit is another podcast we do at CannaCast 420, and that's a great little podcast. Interviews in 4 minutes and 20 seconds with industry folks, and I've been predominantly doing that. And I just was getting started on season 3.
Nice.
Season 2, we only had about 6 or 7 episodes, but now we're into season 3. I got about 10 people lined up. We're going to burn some and have a good time.
That's cool.
Average about 6 minutes per episode. The average question asking is about 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Perfect.
So we kind of just wrap for a second, and then I start in with the questions, and then I find out. The last question is always the same. You want to know what the last question is?
What are you smoking on?
Yeah, what are you smoking on?
What are you smoking on?
What are you smoking on?
I'd also we're also going to start doing a lot more on-site stuff. I'd like to show you guys kind of what I used to do with Dope Magazine, going to the farms, starting to talk to some of the growers, show you guys where your favorite products are actually coming from.
Actually, was just talking with Troy Moore from Ideal Cannabis.
Dude, I have not seen this new grow yet.
So Ideal Cannabis, and he posted a picture yesterday of some stuff that he shared with me not too long ago. He was on the Quick Hit. So when I interviewed him for that, I got to try the modified Obama.
Oh, you motherfucker.
And let me tell you, it's the stinkiest weed. It's the stinkiest cultivar I've smelt in about 7 years.
Yep.
It's so damn stinky.
Yeah, just like when we're talking to Justin.
Oh, God.
He is a small boutique. I mean, the
craft,
stuff that
man. I call it craft.
It doesn't come out. He ain't the Coors Light of freaking weed around here. But boy, what he puts out is some of the best shit I've ever seen.
I got to tell you, it's going to be the stinkiest stuff. I'm trying to get us to go over to the farm. I'm trying to get us to, when we do the interview with him, be in a place where we can sit down and enjoy it.
Absolutely.
So hopefully within the next couple of weeks. He says it's drying right now. So drying is different than curing. So I don't know what that.
Right.
I'm not sure.
We need to hit those places right before they harvest. We get sexy butt shots.
Yeah. Oh, he's got his farm's always rolling. So it would be nice to get out there, but we are going to do some live farm shows from the farms.
Right. hook up with Captain Cannabis again. Go
Yeah,
out to the hash lab, see how
I'm
see
excited
the big
about that.
squish.
And then I was also talking with Papa Lee from Papa Lee CBDs.
Nice.
And his company has teamed up with a Japanese company to provide CBD products to Japan.
Ooh.
So in the midst of that discussion, I met a guy who's a fantastic guy, Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Yeah, and he owns the company in Japan that's working with the CBD company. But he has invited us formally to come to Japan to do some shows.
I am so down with that.
So once we get there, we're going to be treated like kings. That's what I was told.
I'll dust off the passport.
I was told, what? Just get there, and we're golden.
Wow.
But then we can't smoke weed for a week, probably.
No,
You think you can hang? Can we hang? We're old Stonies, man. We're old Stonies.
We can definitely handle that. A week.
I'm not stupid enough to try to bring weed.
I will be such a cheap date when I come back from Japan.
Yeah, I'm not stupid enough to try to bring weed into Japan.
No.
I'm not going to pull a McCartney.
One of our previous guests, who I'll just rename nameless right now because I don't want to get him in trouble, but he goes to Japan quite a bit and always brings a brand new set of clothes with him. So there is zero chance. They go through his pockets.
Really?
He's in the music industry.
Oh,
and they all just assume after the Paul McCartney thing in the 70s that every single musician is a stoner. And it, probably true. But he does a lot of business over there.
I can't imagine how. No, I'm sorry. I can't imagine how much weed costs in Japan. Like if you buy some weed while you're in there, over there.
Oh,
like you scoop some from some guy, like the old days.
I'd love to go see an underground grow.
Oh my god!
I don't want to step foot on there anymore. I've lost my balls. For the black market. Just can't do it. Dude.
I don't think. I don't think. I mean, even if we went there hunting for it as a journalistic outfit, trying to see the underground growing operations in Japan, I don't think we could be able to do it because it probably involves, I dare say it, the Yakuza or something crazy like that. I'm not going to get my ass. It's bad enough that when we go to Japan. When we go there to do shows, they have the onsens, right? So baths, the big baths.
Ooh, yeah.
And I want to go there, but there's only certain ones I can go to.
Right. The gaijin's not allowed.
Well, the thing is I have tattoos. So I have tattoos on my body, and they're not allowed. So they're usually affiliated with gang members. So most onsens are, or baths, if you will, don't let people with tattoos in. So you have to, but there are some. So you have to really got to do your research and kind of
just get a Band-Aid because I've only got one.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, man, I really want to just, maybe I'll cover up, tell them I have to wear
some of those nude sleeves or something.
But yeah, when we go to Japan, we're gonna have to make sure that we're
on our best behavior.
And of course, we want to make sure we don't get in trouble.
No,
I say best behavior, but when I mean trouble, I mean. Don't bring anything with us. Nope. Don't.
They have a 99% conviction rate. 99%.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Japanese jail is probably pretty posh.
Yeah, I don't want.
It's not like going to jail in like Thailand.
Yeah,
it's going to jail in Japan.
I don't want to go to jail in Russia.
I mean, if I was maybe 65 and didn't have any prospects in life. They needed a place to retire. Japanese jail, prison sounds pretty good. Probably
show over there, spit on the street once, go to jail for 20 years.
Oh shit!
Well, I'm looking forward to it though, man. The Japanese culture. My son got to go when he was in high school on a sponsored State Department trip, and I mean, it changed his life.
Yeah, I've been a few times myself, and I just love it.
Japan, but me.
It's just one of those things, and I got to make the pilgrimage to Super Nintendo Land.
Yep.
That is like the next thing on the list. I have to go to Super Nintendo Land. I mean,
I'm kind of a big Pokemon dude, so
Pokemon's awesome too. I just all things Japanese. I gotta go. I mean, when I was a younger person and I went with my dad one time, he let me go one day, just run around. 14-year-old kid running around.
Probably safe as shit.
It was the safest place ever, and I had a bunch of money, and the exchange rate then was really good.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, this is awesome. I found a 14, kind of a rebel rouser. Found the vending machines with beer. So I found a vending machine with beer. I mean, they had like vending machine roast. So I found a beer, I pounded a beer, and then went and just had a good time playing video games for fucking 2 hours. And then I went to Yokohama, which is the electronics section.
Electronics.
Oh my god, dude, I went crazy. I bought like Walkmans and stuff, and I bought this Walkman. This was in the 80s. I bought this Walkman and I brought it back to the hotel and everything, and I couldn't get the cassette in it. For those of you who don't know what a cassette is, this is the old Stonies, and most of you will, but if you're under 20, you probably don't know what a cassette is. It was a little piece of plastic with tape inside, and the music was on and you put it in a player. So I had this Walkman, and I couldn't fucking get the tape in there. God damn it!
Really?
Is this some special tape,
Right.
Japanese thing? I don't know,
Beta.
So my dad's like, I can't figure it out either. So the next day, I hop on the train and go back over to Yokohama, take it back in. And I'm telling the guy, I'm like, I can't get the tape in, and he looks at me dead in the face, and as he's holding it, slides it open.
Oh,
and I'm like,
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, son of a bitch. Yeah, it's Sony Walkman.
Yeah, I remember those.
It's like a Sony Walkman 2 or something like that. But I was like, son of a bitch. And so, but ever since then, I'm just fascinated with all things Japanese culture.
Yeah, I am too.
I mean, I know it sounds weird, but I love it all. I love manga, I love anime, I love all of it. It's just really fun.
And their
video
history
game
with cannabis and hemp goes back
a little bit,
thousands of years.
But they don't, they're into the CBD thing, but they don't want everybody getting high all the time.
I get that.
They want to stay sharp.
A lot of that stems because our conversation with Kitty Chopra over from
who we're going to have on soon. I just talked to her actually
that's
last
awesome.
week. Kitty Chopra from Highland. She has done so much for Thailand right now.
For legalization. And she told us, we were very, I never knew this, but the United States kind of gives out a lot of money to some of these poorer countries, especially the ones that we nuke. And there was a lot of money tied to our drug policy as well. And they had to continue that drug policy if they wanted to keep that spigot going of cash.
Yeah, put the thumb on them, I guess.
And so, yeah, these countries that have tens of thousands of years of history with hemp and cannabis.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, because of our policies over here, thousands
well, we kind of
miles
became
away,
a kind of a bully a little bit.
Kind of. It's our way or the fucking highway, right?
If you don't do what we say, fuck you. No more of this.
Yeah.
And
now people are starting to figure out they can get along quite well without us.
Except as one of the hosts on Talkcast PDX, he rails on China quite a bit because he spent a lot of time there.
Yeah,
yeah. And China's terrible with the knockoffs and the stealing our intellectual property and
the human rights.
Human rights is at the pretty much top of the list. But yeah, so those are bad places like China. You don't want to. I don't think you want to get busted with weed there either. I did read though, North Korea. It's legal in North Korea.
They grow a metric fuck ton of weed.
Yeah, and they sell it in open markets if you have money.
Most of it's hemp, most of it's crap, but a lot of our hemp that we get comes from Korea area, and a lot of it's from the north.
North Korea is trying to keep them stoned so they don't uprise. I think they're trying to do. But the Old Stoney's podcast here at the Talkcast BDX studios. Of course, we were at the Northwest Cannabis Club for a really long time. We'd go there every Friday and hang out. Mike. Yeah, we love you, Mike. We wish things were different. That's a bad thing, but we're going to have another studio here real soon, which we've actually teamed up with our friends at Grass Cannabis.
Yes.
So we just fortunately had a space. They offered, and so we're going to be at the Grass Cannabis studio on CannaCast 420 at some point over there on certain days. I think we'll do some shows from here too.
Absolutely.
But when we have some big chiefin shows, we're going to definitely want to be over there.
Slightly counterintuitive to have a weed show without weed.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that we all use cannabis for the most part on a daily basis, probably in some form or some way.
Right.
That doesn't make you a degenerate or anything anymore. I think we've all come to terms with that. And there's still that certain generation that thinks, it's stoners. It's usually 55 plus that gives me that attitude.
I have a wife that doesn't smoke weed at all.
Yeah, my wife doesn't smoke weed either. And she don't care.
And it's still she got me to quit for a little while, and I was cool with that because I was learning how to climb trees around power lines, so I better stay alive.
Yeah, shit.
But after a while, she was like, if you want to start smoking again, you're more than welcome to. Because my personality was that much different. I'm a pretty quiet, shy guy.
Yeah,
which is kind of weird because I'm doing this now, but. It's just kind of the way it is.
It's just radio on TV, man. The camera's just there, and I just ignore it half the time. The one thing I do want to, we're going to talk about, since this is the Old Stoney's podcast, we're going to have some shows over the next couple months about health stuff.
Yep.
Because, like we've pointed out, Matt and I aren't spring chickens anymore. We're Old Stonies.
We go to the doctor.
And then, like, guys like Dave Goldstein, sorry. He's an ancient Stoney.
Yep, one of the OGs.
He coined the term, so I think 60 plus is ancient
I
Stoney.
think we could do that.
Almost 50 qualifies you for being an old Stoney. So we'll have the whole. What do you call
the
that?
entire gambit.
Yeah, the whole thing.
The whole rainbow of ages.
What what you have to follow to be old Stoney. But we're gonna have some shows on health. We're gonna talk about some things, and when it gets time to it, we're gonna do some shows when I get my hip replacement.
Oh yeah.
So, and how cannabis can help me in my healing and my recovery and everything else when it comes to getting my hips replaced.
Right. We're gonna get you a card.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a card, and
we may go through a show on how that is done.
Yeah, we really want to go through
cool.
that medical process though, because there's still medical in Oregon.
Yes, we have a great medical program. I hope it never goes away.
Yeah, I don't know of many medical only dispensaries. There's a few, but I know that most dispensaries offer medical products as well.
Right.
And if you don't know, if you're listening out of state or somewhere else, medical products are just stronger. 100 milligrams instead of 50 milligrams.
For the edibles, yeah.
Yeah, for the edibles.
And oddly enough, same price.
Yeah.
It's the same price.
Yeah, no tax. No tax on medical
It tends to be the same price as the regular recreational products, which is with twice the medicine in it. So that's kind of odd.
Yeah. And then also we're going to go on a bunch of farm tours. I think we mentioned that before. We're going to hit some farms.
Some labs.
All up and down the coast of Oregon. We're going to try to hit different places and go see different farms. So we want to make sure you join us here on the Old Stoney's podcast.
Yeah.
Till next time, though, for Matt, I'm Justin. Keep on smoking.